to medium shadow quality. Global illumination quality will go high. Reflection quality, we're going to go medium. Effects quality will go high. That should make it run a little bit smoother. Okay. Should we turn off VSync? I think VSync is fine on. Okay. We're going to continue. Congratulations on finishing your first sword. Another customer awaits. Okay. Landon. Where customers with repair jobs will provide you with a sword that they want edited. These commissions don't have an initial billet cost, so they're perfect for making some coin when you're low on resources. Yeah. Word is already spreading around camp about the new smith. Your new customer is a wary-looking man with a bald pate, his hollow eyes darting back and forth. I heard you came down with the wasting fever. Lucky to be alive, you is. Anyway, can you modify this sword for me? I scavenged it from the ruins, but it hasn't got enough of a point to it. I want something to stab into a thief's belly if I need to. He hands you a sword with a sharp edge but a rounded tip. As you hold it up to the light, he leans forward conspiratorially. I've only had this blade 3 days, and I've felt people's jealous eyes upon it. If they come for it in the night, I want to be able to give them a sharp stab. A short, sharp stab. Bleh. Ooh. I can name this sword. That's fun. Once this sword altered, the rounded point needs to be turned into a narrow point. Okay. Point. You can change the range of many abilities. The range is influenced by the mark of the line. Drag the circular handle at the end of this line. Higher rate of ability. Okay. Oh, I make him pointy. A pointy boy. He is. He is. He is indeed. Nice work. When you fill all the requirements, the commission is complete and you can sell the sword. Needs to be pointier. Needs to be pointier. Yeah, it's nice and pointy now. This is going to be rat sticker. Bonk, bonk. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Bonk, bonk, bonk. It's still a little jittery. But not bad. Okay. Gosh. Man takes the sword and tests the point, smiling at the bead of blood that wells at his fingertip. Then he stows it away, glancing around the camp as he does so. Folks out here will take everything from you if you ain't vigilant. Keep a keen eye out, Smith. He scurries away, his back hunched as though against a non-existent downpour. Yay! It's rat sticker. Yay. Now that's a sword. That is. Cool. You just received a scrap item. Go to your inventory and inspect what you received. Salvaging turns scrap into useful resources. Costs a small amount of action points, so it's a perfect use for leftover points at the end of the day. Hover over items to see their descriptions. Steel. Wood. That's my beginning book. Family heirloom. Sophisticated bronze brooch. What is wrong with my mouth today? A sophisticated bronze brooch. Passed down through your family line for untold generations. It's the only thing you have from before the Sundering. You've never been able to translate the inscription around the edge. Old tools. Rusty implements past their prime. Only good for salvage. Salvage! Your action points are spent. It's time to end the day. If you end the day with any action points left, they will be lost. Try to use them up whenever you can. So always use up your action points. End the day. End the day. We had 0. Now we have 55. Upkeep, we lose 20. Explore Iron Keep. Okay, so we gotta go to the outer gate. I need to explore the city. Yum, 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 yum. Passage into Iron Keep is barred by a colossal gate, taller than a ship's mast. It was built to withstand enemy armies, but since the Masked King's ascension, it mainly keeps out the desperate masses seeking his protection. Examine the magical barrier. Ooh, I've got extra knowledge. It's only visible in the half-light of dawn, or when it pours with the rain. A faint shimmer that rises from the walls and captures Iron Keep in a vast dome. Knowledge? Success! Hooray! For a city to have survived this long past the Sundering, it must have extraordinary defenses. You've heard that some surviving outposts have guardian dragons, or shrouds of impenetrable fog, but none have as perfect a protection as Iron Keep. It is as though the songs never ended. Attackers, human or otherwise, have simply are simply unable to breach the dome. Poisonous miasmas dissipate harmlessly against it. Plagues are kept at bay. Within the sanctuary, crops grow without withering. Water runs clean, and people can sleep without fear. Interesting. If such miracles can exist in a world without the voices, surely there's hope for the future. You are now inspired. Ooh, what does that do? What does that do? Approach the gate. As you approach, the portcullis rises to admit a caravan, and chaos breaks out. The crowd swells like a rising tide. Refugees push forward, begging for entry, and the guards batter them back with their shields. The merchant wagons barrel through. Your driver's using horsewhips to last stragglers out of the way. Call for the attention of the guard or sneak through with the wagons. We're gonna call for the attention of the guard. Oh, what do you want? Gazes down at you like a fisherman disappointed with his catch. I want to enter the keep. You a citizen? Or got yourself a worker's permit? No. And get out of here, applicant, and stop wasting my time. Applicant. Yeah, that's the euphemism the guards use to refer to the desperate hordes camping at their gate. It has a nicer ring, you suppose, than refugee. Please, I've traveled a long way and barely survived the journey. I need to get through. I have useful skills. I'm a blacksmith. Every applicant who comes here begging is a doctor or a master glassmaker or a damned alchemist. You think I was born yesterday? If you're a smith, prove it. I can show you a sword I made. And how am I supposed to know you're telling the truth? I've got a sword too. Doesn't make me a smith. Buzz off, little fly. Head back to your tent. Gosh, I don't know why my voice is so sore. You return to your tent where your makeshift forge awaits. You're hardly at your best working with such limited materials, but it's all you have for the time being. It won't be long before your cache of steel runs out. Since it seems you're going to be here longer than expected, you should make it a priority to find a merchant in this godforsaken place. A new day is dawned. Nicely done. You finished the tutorial. From today, you'll have more action points to spend. You won't be able to complete every commission, so pick the ones you like the sound of. The game will open up from here. Don't be afraid to explore. Here are a few resources to get you started. Yay! Experience. Steel. Wood. Yay! Okay. What is this? Ah, this is my skill tree. Okay. Allows you to scale sword parts. Ooh. Advanced swordsmithing. Unlocks advanced cross-section controls. Ooh. Asymmetrical blades. Allows you to forge. Oh, fuck yes, dude. Okay. This one, so I've got 8. His will take 7. Man sits by your anvil, staring at the keep's walls looming over the camp. His eyes track every guard that passes along the battlements. They're building up for something. More guards on the walls every day. New weapons. I've been... Hang on. Music is too loud. Let's scale that back to... I think like 45-ish. They're building up for something. More guards on the walls every day. New weapons. I've been watching them prepare for weeks. Absently scratches an old scar on his face. It'll be at night when they think we're sleeping. They'll pour out of those gates and clean up the refugee problem once and for all. Just you wait. I reckon I'll need a good blade on my side. Griswold. This is 6. So, what does that pay? 79, 74. Some scrap. 79 leather, steel, scrap. A hunchman shuffles towards your anvil, his hands black with dirt and his shovel strapped across his back. He's short as a child, but wide as a barrel, and he sinks of soil. Might be a dwarf? Mina. A woman who approaches your anvil has sharp, quick eyes that never stop scanning her surroundings. Judging by her scars, she's had some close scrapes in her past. I'm going to head into the Lost City and find some stuff to sell. People say there's treasure there, stuff that was left behind. Old tools, scrap, maybe even some gold. The Lost City's dangerous. Things hunt in the dark. I need something to keep me alive out there. Call it an investment. Okay. I mean... I could do Mina and Brandon super easy, and I'd have a boatload of resources left over. Which I would get... I could break down 2 of these and get some wood. Yeah, let's do Mina. Let's see. Let's help her out. Cost me 10 steel. I have 60. Yeah, hell yeah. So she needs something to keep her alive out there. She wants speed. Okay, well, Change length. Banga bonga banga. Okay. And then she wants... Alright. Thickness. Let's do one more. Oh, that's as thin as it gets. Okay. Thickness. Oh. Whoops. No. Trash that. I want width is what I was after. Make it skinnier? A little skinnier. Okay. And then... point? Nice and pointy? Yeah, let's give it a little point. Oh, she wants a broad point. Oh, okay. Point. Very broad point. Okay. Something like that. Alright. Oh, wants it one-handed. Okay. Booksmith's companion. Okay, alright. I see. These are the speed. Let's change the width then. Alright, so we need to change the point. There we go. Let's add cross section now. Now if we just not make it like the whole thing. There we go. How's that looking? That's looking pretty fun. Nice and sharp. So it's got 2 sharpness now. Okay. Let's add a frickin' hilt to this sucker. I think this one. And then strong taper. No. Let's do this one. Strong taper and slim. Hello, Hephaestus. How's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome to the Sacred Grove. How you doing today? Good to see ya. Got a pretty appropriate name to be hanging out in the stream today, as we are blacksmithing. I am doing great. I'm glad this game dropped today. I've been waiting on this game to hit. Look at this silly looking sword. Kind of a rapier-esque sword. Okay, I think that fits all the requirements. We will call this sword Whisper. Offer that to Mina. She examines the blade with a practiced eye. I've wielded a blade or two in my time, and this one's special. Yup. Thank you, Smith. Oh, look at that sword. Yeah. I played the demo of this, and I really liked the demo, so I'm excited to play the full game now. There's already, like, new stuff. You have earned a skill point. Open the skill tree to spend it on improvements. Look at that. Level 2. That's cool. So, yeah. Got all kinds of... I mean, like, this is way more than it was in the demo. So... Oh, cool. You put a lot of time in. I only played a couple hours of the demo. I mean, I beat the demo story, and I fiddled around just like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes in the custom scored making, but there's a lot limited, so. I think I want to get... probably sword part scaling to start. Because some of the bits are kind of big and I think are a little goofy. So I'm gonna do scaling. So there we go. Okay, so I got 5 action points left. So we will take on Brandon. Desperate young man. Desperate-looking man shuffles forward, unwrapping a battered blade from a dirty cloth.
I haven't taken proper care of this. Been too focused on just surviving. Could you fix it?
Yeah, sure, man. Up. So is there more to do than there was in the demo? I mean, there's definitely going to be, like, a lot more crafting options, I think. Like, I'm already seeing new dialogue options than what I saw from in the demo. The bladesmithing options are already vastly a lot wider and a lot more choices to be made with them. So I think so we need to make this sharper, so let's make it a little thinner. And then cross section, we need to make it sharper. We need one more sharpness out of it. There we go. And he wants a narrower point on it. So I'm sorry if the stream is a little bit potato. My system is kind of old. Is that not pointy enough? We need to be way pointier for this dude. There we go. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a lag is what I'm seeing, so it's not bad. All right, Hephaestus, you get to choose. What are we calling this sword? What's this sword's name? And have a sip of water. Okay, that's a great name. Let's see how we're gonna do this. There we go. That's a great name for a sword. Perfect name. Good job. He examines the repaired weapon with amazement, running his fingers along the restored menu. Okay. Iron Falcon, huh? Okay. Iron Falcon. Alright. He examines this repaired weapon with amazement, running his fingers along the restored metal. It's like you brought it back from the dead. I owe you, Smith. So this is immediately new. Every time you finish a sword, you get a cinematic. This is pretty cool. Okay. So I have 4 action points left. I don't think... Oh, I can do some more. I'm going to scrap these first. So now I have 2 action points left, and I got some wood out of it. So Mason. So he also wants something to be fixed up. Okay. Let's do it. Ooh. A fun sword. So it needs to be more balanced. So we might need to shorten it, I think. Yes, we got to shorten this sucker up. And then let's change the thickness. There we go. And then he wants a regular point on it. Point. Zip. Something like that should do. No, we gotta lengthen it out. Hap. Hip. Hop. What is going on with this point here? There we go. Okay, and then it needs to be way sharper. We got the blood groove going on. Let's put it. Yeah, we'll just leave it as is. We'll sharpen the hell out of it. Oh, we need to make it a little bit longer. Fix the balance. Cross section is at 100%. We should probably add another cross section and make it sharper then. Actually, hang on. We can make the thickness a little bit better. Okay, we got the sharpness now, and then the length, I think, needs to get a little longer. Nope. Longer, please. There we go. Okay. All right. Here we go. Yeah, it's a sword. It's a sword right there. Okay. Cool. All right. I think we'll name this one Foe Sweeper. That'll be the name. There you go, Mason.
There you go, lad. Have a sword.
He repairs the examined weapon with amazement, running his fingers along the restored metal. It's like you brought it back from the dead. I owe you.
Ah, yeah, look at that. That's a sword, all right. That is.
Yeah, that's a good guard sword.
Look at that. Well, that's a sword to be proud of. It is.
All right, we got room for one. We don't have anything else that we can break down, do we? No. Okay. Ezekias. An old man limps up to your anvil, a worn blade in his quivering hands.
This sword has seen better days, Smith. Can you help?
Yeah, I can help. You want it sharper. Oh! We got a Conan sword. Look at this.
Look at that. It's a Conan sword. That's what it is. It is.
Well, he's got to make it sharp. Yeah, he's got to make it sharp. Okay. Cross section 2 is that. So we'll start there, I think. We're going to go a little tippy tap, little tip, little tap. No, I'm just kidding. Bip. Bap. Nice and sharp. Let's go to this one. Bip. Bap. And then I think we got to thin it down a little bit. Yeah, a little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. Nice and sharp. And it is pretty Viking. It's got the nice bronzes copperish hilt and wrap on it. Especially the handle. The handle is definitely more of the Viking part, less Cimmerian. Cimmerian with a C. Okay.
Ezekias, I'm gonna name your sword after yous and call it Ezekias.
He inspects the blade, running his thumb carefully on the edge.
Oh, much better. Good work, Smith.
There you go. That is so cool. The cinematic is so good. That is such a good addition to the game. I love that. That's quite alright indeed. Alright, now we end the day. Are you done for the day? We are done for the day. So we got 91 money off of that. That's pretty dang good. Daily upkeep of -20. See, that already feels better than the base game. Because in the base game, we weren't getting a whole lot of money. We were losing a lot of steel, too. So let's go to the camp. Up, 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 up.
Welcome to the camp.
Outside the walls of Aaron Keep, desperate souls gather in makeshift tents, pleading for entry. Let's introduce ourselves to the neighbors. The tents near you are mostly occupied by friendly, suspicious folk. Unfriendly. I was about to say, that'd be weird if they were friendly and suspicious. They spit on the ground when you approach and ward you off with threatening gestures. There's one exception, however. A young woman who actually smiles as you approach, though her eyes are haunted and hollow set. Glad to see you're feeling better. You were on death's door for a while there.
Sorry, do I know you?
Well, no, you weren't exactly conscious. I dragged you to safety after you fell off your horse.
Thank you.
No problem. The old woman did most of the work nursing you back to health. I checked in every now and then, but she told me you were still recovering. Where is she, anyway? I haven't seen her in days.
No, I don't know. I'd like to thank her if you see her again.
Will do. But wait, do you mean to say she's not a relative of yours? How odd. Must have been just a kind-hearted old soul. Count your blessings. There's not many of those around in this camp. It's nice to see a friendly face around here. And good to meet you, too. Name's Chev, short for Shavana, but only my mother calls me that, and she's been dead for 10 years. God damn. She's painfully thin and covered in grime, much like everyone else in the camp. She's the first person you've seen smile, though. What do you imagine goes on in Aaron Keep? I'm starting to forget what civilization used to look like. It's somewhere you can set up shop, build a real business, not just scrape by. You make it sound so easy. I wish I had a skill I could build a business around. All I know how to do is survive one day to the next. I mean, you could be a scout. That's a job. Oh, she lapses into silence. Somewhere in the distance, a scream rings out. You both try to ignore it. Do you know anyone selling any materials I could use for my forge? I heard someone say that there's a scrap peddler in the Lost City selling all sorts of things. Be careful if you go to the Lost City, though. That place gives me the shivers. Ooh, okay. Say your goodbyes. Before you can leave, Chev grabs your arm. There's a wild desperation in her arms. I've been stuck out here for weeks, and not everyone in camp is as friendly as you. Not sure how much longer I can last. Can you do me a favor? If you get into Aaron Keep before me, find a fellow named Lucas Boriona. He's my uncle. If he knew I was out here, he'd help me. I'm sure of it. Of course. I'll let him know you're here. Thank you. She rubs her eyes. Look at me, getting my hopes up. Lucas Boriona. Remember the name. Chev lifts her hand in farewell as you walk away from her tent. Her smile is as fragile as porcelain. We'll scavenge for food. The tragedy of the applicants' camp is indescribable. So is the smell. There are no sewers out here, and not everyone bothers to go to the outskirts to use their chains. Yeah. Tucked away from the squalor, you find a pocket where desperation hasn't completely taken hold. Children are playing in the mud. A few scrawny chickens peck at the ground, miraculously uneaten. As you pick your way through, wary eyes track your movement from tent flaps, some calling out to alert their neighbors to the presence of a newcomer. At the center of this little commune, you find a family crouched around a huge cooking pot, simmering with meats and scrunched vegetables. A little girl tosses a handful of wild herbs into the stew. Your mouth waters. Approach them. A father and mother, a gaggle of children, a grandmother with a face like an ancient apple, even a dog rolling on its back in the dirt, tongue waggling. They're rough-looking sorts, filthy and gaunt, but you're not exactly presentable yourself these days. As you get closer, the man twitches aside his cloak to reveal a heavy wooden club. His wife's hand darts to a dagger in her belt. The dog snarls, hackles raised. They all look at you carefully, waiting your next move. I'm going to pet the dog. The dog lifts its lip in a snarl as you approach, but at the last moment it lowers its head and allows you to scratch behind its ear.
Clodo seems to like him. That's good enough for me.
Hi. I'm Kiki.
Oh there, stranger. Name's Bennett Monda. This here's my wife, Trianne, and her ma, Gita. I can take you through the names of the nippers too if you like, but I get 'em mixed up myself.
Young woman smiles wanly, withdrawing her hand from the dagger's hilt. The old woman just nods, her expression lost in a mass of wrinkles. The children cluster behind their father, peeping at you and giggling.
And you've already met my Clodo. He's a good boy. Keeps the vultures away.
With the word vultures, Bennett's expression darkens. Clodo sneezes disdainfully. It's a pleasure to meet you, Bennett. What's in the pot? It smells incredible.
It only smells good because, from the looks of you, you haven't eaten a proper meal in weeks. Come on, pull up a rock, grab a bowl.
It's a hugely generous gesture. Meat out here is as precious as gold, and this man has children to feed. Sit down and enjoy their meal. It's hot and thick and rich with meat. It's the best thing you've ever tasted. For the first time in weeks, the hunger in your belly ceases its howling.
How long have you been camping out here, Bennett? Almost 2 months now. Every day I beg the gods to let us through, but they're not interested in the likes of us. They offered us a trade, though. They'll take our nippers in and keep them safe. If Trian and I go work ourselves to death in their mines. But then, who would look after old Gita, eh?
What do you think of that, Gita? The old woman bobs her head, smiling vacantly into the crackling fire. She gives no other sign of having heard you. I agree. Gita wouldn't survive out here alone.
Hello, kitty. My kitty is coming to say hello to me. Hello. What would you like, kitty bitty? Okay.
All right, go on then.
Oi, that's the truth of it. We're stuck out here for the time being. Don't worry, though. We'll find a way to get ourselves past that gate.
Where did you find all this food?
You see those big merchant caravans that come trundling through camp every day? A box of rations fell off the back of one of those. That's some luck, ain't it?
Teach me your ways.
In truth, I'm not sure I could do it again. The timing was perfect. The Gauls were distracted, the merchants had all caught the wasting fever and could barely lift their heads. You can't rely on that kind of luck.
It's been a pleasure to meet you, Bennett. I'll see you later. Away from the Monders, the atmosphere of the camp reasserts itself. Unfriendly glares, distant sobbing. You draw your coat close around you and hurry back to your tent. Return to my tent. Climb into your bedroll, enjoying the rare feeling of a full belly. I am now well fed for one day. You offer a slant thanks to Bennett Monder and his clan before sleep steals you away. I am now well fed.
A new day has dawned.
So, like, the bonuses are new to things. So, that's different. I need some more water. Okay, so I'm a little over a third of the way to the next level. Let's see what we got. Bennett. Oh! Holy shit, that's new. Okay, so people you meet. Okay, we'll come to your shop. Bennett Monder approaches your anvil with Clodo trotting faithfully beside him. The dog's tail wags in recognition as he spots you.
Good tidings, Smith. Thought I'd just drop by to take a look at your forge. It's a nice little setup you've got here, ain't it?
I was lucky. The forge was already here when I arrived. Not really. If I had a proper forge, you'd be stunned by what I could make.
Don't do yourself down, Smith. By all accounts, your blades are artisan's work.
He pauses to scratch Clodo behind the ears, then straightens with a sigh.
Tell the truth, Smith. This ain't a social call. I was looking to commission a blade from you.
Oh? I'm gonna make you a good one. You fed me. Oh? What's brought this on?
Camp's a dangerous place and getting more dangerous by the day. I could do with a good sword if I'm to protect my family.
You have any experience?
Not with swords, no, but I kept order at my old tavern with a stout cudgel when needed. Drunk men are easier to handle than desperate ones, but I do know a bit more about how to hit a man.
What can you offer?
I don't have much coin, but I've got goods to barter. Stuff I've scavenged from more wrecked wagons and ruined farmhouses.
He's going to offer a gold pendant, tools, and gold. Clodo whines softly and nudges against Bennett's leg.
My children, Trian, old Guida, they're depending on me to keep them safe, Smith. Please, that's got to be worth something.
All right. He wants mobile, sharp. He needs leather. I don't have leather. So this one I'll have to come back to finish. Very long. And fairly heavy. So it needs to be long. It's gonna have to be long and thin-ish. Okay. That's a long-ass sword. 100 centimeters. Can I change it to... telemetry, interface... Okay. Well. So... thickness. We got one mobility. Oop. There we go. There's our weight.
Hello, kitty. Meow.
Okay. Change width. Make it a little bit wider, maybe? No. Okay. I guess width is fine. We need to do a broad point for him. Okay. And then I didn't realize he wanted leather, so we'll have to come back. I don't have any. Well, maybe I do. I think I have leather. I think I have leather. I don't know if I have the ability to use leather, though. We need cross-section now. And he wants a 2 sharpness. Okay, I'm gonna have to make it a little bit thicker. Okay, go back to width. Let's make it a little wider. Oops, nope. Okay, and we're gonna have to go on the point. Oops, no. Here. Right? Am I doing this wrong? I'm doing this wrong. There we go. Okay. So, that's a weird looking blade. But okay. So now we need... Oh, I do have leathers now. Okay, cool. How do I... Ah! So W and S to change the... let's go like that. And hand and a half. I can do an oval. And then... Do we need to, like, shrink it to get to hand and a half? Yes. Okay. Kind of see what's going on here. Okay. So let's do this, and we'll shrink it. Ah, I see. Ah, okay. So those add to weight. So we gotta watch that. So there's hand and a half. Okay. So we need to go back to here. And then we need to... Oops. No. Okay, now we're good on the weight. We'll dial it back a little bit more because we got to add a pommel and some leather. Okay. Can we really shrink it? That's about as small as it's going to get. Okay. Alright. Leather. Let's do black and brown. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Alright. That fits all of its requirements. It's a little odd, but yeah, that'll work. It's a good beginner's sword. So we'll call that. Beginner's sword. We'll call that Origin. Is what we'll call it. Bennett takes the sword with reverent hands, his weathered face lighting up. Clodo wags his tail.
I don't know much about swordsmith, but this one feels good in my hands.
He takes a few careful practice swings, testing the weapon's weight and reach, while Clodo watches approvingly.
If any more vultures circle around my family, they'll find more than they bargained for. Between Clodo's teeth and his blade, the martyrs can hold their ground.
I hope you never have to draw it.
Sometimes just having the blade on your hip is enough to make the bad sorts think twice. But if push comes to shove, I'll be ready.
It's a long-ass sword. You're not going to be able to keep it on your hip.
Thank you, Smith. Here, take this. I found it in the ruins.
Produces a gleaming necklace, clearly valuable. That's too much, Bennett. You should use it for your family.
Please, out of everyone in this Forsaken camp, you're the only one of the decent people I've met. We'll have to look out for each other. If you ever need anything, company, a hot meal, whatever, you know where to find us. Come on, Clodo.
Aw. Yeah. All right. It's a little bit messed up right there because of the scaling, but not bad. Not bad. I like it. Okay. Ooh. That was a lot of experience on that sucker. Level 3. Okay. I'll take advanced swordsmithing, I think, so we can get some more fun cross-section stuff. So we can get spine width, edge thickness, convexity. So we can add the dip, like the blood grooves and stuff. Cool. Let's see here. I've got 4 points left. I can either take a new sword one, or I can do a couple of these. Let's do this. This will get us some steel. You're bent over your anvil, repairing one of your hammers, when a sudden voice at your shoulder makes you jump.
Hello, Smith.
Man... oh, he's a... Hello, Smith. The man must move as quietly as a cat. He's small, wiry, with a balding head, and eyes almost lost within deep black circles. He looks like he hasn't slept in weeks. You startled me. You should keep a better lookout, Smith. Name's Stacker. I try to keep watch over the camp at night. Walk the perimeter, check on folk, warn off thieves. He rubs his face warily. 3 nights ago, I caught some fellas trying to break into old Marta's tent. She's got nothing but a few scraps of food and some blankets, but they were going to take it anyway. I called out to them, told them to move along. They just laughed at me. What was I going to do? Fight all 3 of them with my wooden club? I need a sword. Did they take anything? Aye, they did. Took her last bit of dried meat and the good blanket her daughter gave her before she died. Left the old woman shivering and hungry. All because I had nothing but a lump of wood. Next time, I want to give them pause. Even with the sword, 3 to 1 is against poor odds. Thieves are cowards. All bark and no bite. The sight of a drawn sword will set them running. Success! Although he sounds confident, he won't quite meet your eyes. A part of you wonders if this man simply no longer cares if he lives or dies. Why do you take it upon yourself to watch over everyone? Someone has to. The watch up in the keep don't care for what happens down here, as long as we don't cause them trouble. We're on our own. The way I see it, if we stick together, we can make the camp, well, not a nice place to be, but not unbearable neither. Trouble is, people always want to claw at each other over who's got the most scraps. What kind of blade do you need? Nothing fancy. Just something that'll make thieves think twice about whether they really want to push their luck. Okay, so a little sharp, one-handed, narrow point. So like a fencing blade. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see here. Length. Kind of medium length. Bop, beep, ba-da, bop, beep, ba-da, bop, beep, ba-da, bop, 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 ba-bum, bum, bum. I like to get it like right in the middle of their requirements to start, so it gives me more options to play with down the line. Okay. Thickness. He's probably going to want it pretty thin, especially to get the narrow point on it. Okay. 100%. Width. Let's narrow it up a little bit. Okay. And then a point. I want a nice long point for him. Maybe like there. And then cross section. What else can we do here? Okay. A little bit more. Let's give it a little bit more. Let's add some convexity to it, huh? Make it a little something something. Little something something here. What is that doing for us? What is that doing? Oop, no. Ah, what did I do? There we go. That's looking pretty good. Looks kind of fun. We got the sharpness down. Okay. So he wants some leather. Let's give him a square cross. Let's make it smaller. And then he wants a one-handed. And move this guy. And then, what do we want? Shrink that up. That looks good. Wait, how are we gonna get 2 parts of leather on this with it just being a one-handed? What? Oh. Okay. Sure, you can have a leather wrap pommel. I guess. Let's do black on it then. Sure. Okay. We'll call this one pointy pointy. That'll be pointy pointy. Pointy squared. Takes the sword with steady hands, checking the balance and edge with a practiced eye. A damn fine piece, exactly as I asked for. He straps the sword to his belt, adjusting it until it sits comfortably at his side. Thank you, Smith. I worry that you're going to get yourself killed. I've been in a camp for years. I used to hide in my tent like a rabbit, but I'm getting old. I'm not too afraid of dying anymore. Okay. I don't know how I was supposed to do 2 leather on a one-handed. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Now we'll do a repair. A woman shuffles forward, her eyes red-rimmed and haunted. She has a sword in her hands that's clearly seen years of neglect. My husband passed away a few days ago. This was his blade. I told him it needed maintenance, but he insisted it was fine. What do you think, Smith? You couldn't chop a carrot with that thing. I thought so. Could you fix it up for me? Now I'm alone. I'd like to have a weapon I can rely on. All right. Let's see it. So a sharpness of 3. Whoa! Okay. That's like a shamshir or a scimitar? The fucker's pretty thick.
This is a thick boy.
Let's make him thinner. A little thinner. There we go. Width. Feel like we should narrow this fucker up. Nope. Other way. There we go. Much better balance. Thickness. We taper the thickness on it? Yeah, sure. And then cross-section. Some abilities, like cross-section, feature advanced controls that allow you to further customize your shape. Once your ability reaches 100%, advanced controls become available. Select and hammer to change various shape parameters. Okay. Yep. Bam. Bullied the fuck out of that sharpness. Spine width, edge thickness. Okay. Convexity. What does this really do for me? Not seeing. much changed here. That's fine. We'll play with that later. Okay. What are we calling this sword, gang? What are we gonna call this sword? Anybody got any ideas for this sword here? What if we do another cross section? I come down here. What can we do? Can we fuck around with this a little bit? Convexity. What can we do with this? Oh, I see. Okay, so it rounds it out. So if I did this, okay, all right. I see. So it's a rounded edge as opposed to a pointed edge. Okay. Okay. We'll go. Worcestershire sauce. She traces the restored blade with trembling fingers, tears in her eyes. This is so much better, even to my untrained eye. It was barely worth carrying before, was it? Thank you, Smith. Worcestershire sauce. I would fucking love that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like a scimitar. Okay, so that's the end of the day. We need to explore. So we got 65 profit today. We weren't as profitable as yesterday. So we need to go to the Lost City, which I went to in the demo.
A lost city.
Not all of Aaron Keep was granted the Masked King's protection. In centuries past, the city spilled beyond its ancient walls. Now the barrier, which traces the wall's course, has left these outer areas to the mercy of the wastes. Nicknamed the Lost City, these crumbling districts have been picked over by countless looters, but rumors persist that there is worthwhile treasure to be found among the rubble. Let's seek out the scrap peddler. As night draws closer, the shadows in the Lost City come alive. Hidden eyes watch from high places. You scurry through the ruins, feeling as small and invulnerable as an insect. Fortunately, the scrap peddler is easy to find. He warms his hands over a blazing fire in an empty market square, accompanied by a sad-looking mule pulling a cart full of junk. He is an off-putting sight. Most of his face is bandaged, but the exposed areas are a mess of festering sores and flaking skin. You dread to think what the bandages are hiding. I need a drink. Okay. Not contagious! Not contagious! The peddler points at himself as he shouts. One yellow eye peers madly at you through the gauze. What are you sick with, bro? Not contagious! I swears it! He doesn't seem to fully understand your question. Taking a look at him, his disease looks like either leprosy or a terrible skin condition. Either way, best not to get too close. I have many things. I find them in the dark places. I sell to you. Sure. What do you sell, buddy? Many things, much to be found for those who know. What do you got? But it's too dark. The dark time is for taking my favorites, not giving. Come back in daylight so you can see what you is buying, yes? Okay. So when I'm at my forge, I can access the scrap peddler. So I don't have to come down here to buy from him. Steal for the forge. How did you find all this stuff? The dark places call to me. I find forgotten things there. He points vaguely downward. The mule retches as though ready to expire. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm surprised no one has killed you and stolen your goods.
I'm good at hiding. If found, I cough and sputter and pretend to be contagious. The bad men run a mile. But I'm not. I'm actually not contagious. I swears it.
Good day, dude.
Partners forever and always, yes. Mm.
I'm getting like lemon grab vibes off of him. His rotten grin sends a shiver down your spine. Search the ruins for valuables. The lost city has been endlessly picked over by scavengers. Your hopes of finding something are slim, but irresistible. Shards and rubble crunch underfoot as you trudge down empty streets. Sure enough, one by one, the half-collapsed shells of houses prove to offer nothing of value. Venture deeper into the lost city. You walk through a district that was at some point devoured by fire, leaving only charred rubble. The only surviving building is an armory. Ooh, its stone walls blackened with soot. Search the armory. The weapon racks stand empty, picked clean by generations of scavengers. In the corner, half buried under fallen debris, you spot a slumped figure. The corpse is recent. Some other looter who was trapped when the building collapsed. Hopefully he was crushed before he starved. One of his feet is sticking out from under the rubble, and the boot looks to be of decent quality. You pull it off with some difficulty. Hey, leather boot! Find your way back to the outskirts. For a moment, you think you've lost your way, but then you spot a fountain you recognize. Its statue cracked and headless, its remaining water just a puddle of black slime. Yeah. You breathe a sigh of relief. This is familiar territory. The sun slips low in the sky. The shadows of the ruins lengthen. Time to leave. Some dark shape watches you from the exposed upper floor of a half-collapsed brewery. When you glance in its direction, it scuttles away. You hurry back to the camp. Unlike the lost souls camped among these black ruins, you still cling to the hope of entering Aaron Keep. A new day has dawned. Ooh. Okay. You just unlocked your first vendor. At any point during the day, visit vendors to buy resources and other items. A few hours past midnight, you're awoken by a soft, silken hiss. A blade slices through the fabric of your tent. Whoa, look at this guy. The fabric falls away to reveal a pair of gleaming eyes, a crescent of yellow teeth, a gaunt figure with a knife in his hand. He steps carefully into your tent, apparently thinking you asleep. Behind him are the dim shapes of other men. Each night you bury your tools and your coin in a new location. There's not much in the tent they can steal, but they don't look like the types who will be happy if they don't find anything worthwhile. Hey, what are you doing? Don't take one more step. Don't take one more step. Man freezes, his grin widening.
Oh, awake is ya? Might be easier this way. Hand over your coins, food, anything you got.
His companions enter the tent behind him. 3 more men, all rail-thin and desperate. The leader takes a menacing step closer. I have nothing worth stealing, my man.
Nice try. We know you're a blacksmith. You got money somewhere.
He nods to his companions. Begin rummaging through your meager possessions. But they don't have any luck. Your coins and tools are buried beyond their reach.
Where's your stuff? Tell us or I cut your throat.
Stop waving that toothpick in my face. You think you can scare me, you scrawny runt? 50% chance here. Wait, I can offer you something much more valuable. I swear I have nothing else. Barrydale Streamer. Let's roll the dice. Yay! The thief pauses, eyes flitting across your muscular shoulders and strong, callous hands. He attempts to smile. Yeah, you don't fuck with blacksmiths.
Let's get out of here, boys. Think we picked the wrong tent, after all.
So that's new. The thieves melt away into the night, leaving you alone in your sliced open tent. That'll require a few hours of stitching to repair, but you're too tired to attempt it now. Manage a few more hours of fitful sleep before dawn breaks. That would suck to have to do. So, vendor.
Here we got the scrap peddler.
Make your way through the lost city, the harsh daylight throwing the ruins into stark relief. The sound of your footsteps echoes eerily in the crumbling silence. At last, you reach the scrap peddler's square, a rubble-strewn market plaza reclaimed by weeds. The peddler perks up as you approach, his one visible yellow eyes widening with excitement at the prospect of a customer.
I saved the prettiest trinkets for you, yes.
All right, let's take a look at his wares. So, I have gold, which I can sell, or I can use for decorative purposes. Once associated with Uzoma, the voice of the son of the fate, who is said to have created it to entice mortals with dreams of a better future. Interesting. So this you just sell. So we sell it. We're not going to sell any of these because we can scrap them, I believe. So he has steel.
Lots of it. I need more steel. So it's five money each. And I have 221. So I'll do this in stacks of 10, I think. He also has sword essential volumes. So this gets me a new guard, 3 new pommels, and 3 other things. Okay. That's cool. This one gives me a bunch of Quillian stuff. Quillian. And a bunch more. So that's 100. That's 100. What's this? Twisted Steel. Quillian blocks. 2 pommels and 7 more things. And then we got dyes and a horseshoe. I think I buy one of these books. I think I take the sword essentials. And then cool. I'm going to take 10 of those. And then 4 more leather. And that leaves me 51 money. I'd like to get these books the next time I come down here. Scrap Paddler dances around excitingly, his bandaged hands fluttering over his collection. The mule retches pitiably. I have some questions for you.
Yes? Yes?
What's your name, peddler?
That's right! I'm a peddler! Scraps the game!
What condition are you suffering from?
Nothing wrong. My skin just doesn't like me anymore, I thinks.
Do you go inside Aaron Keep?
Oh, God, say no. Say I make people sick, but lies. Not contagious, you see. Not even a little bit.
Have you seen anything strange in the ruins lately?
The walls make songs sometimes, they do. A beautiful, sweet song for the sleeping. Men's with candles sneak out here to call up things from the dark places. But the dark places not so easy to call, and I could tell them that if they liked. The dark places do the calling.
How long have you been scavenging in these ruins?
Oh, once I had a shop. A real shop with walls and a floor, and then...
He gestures at his bandaged face with a gurgling laugh.
Now I have a mule. Mule doesn't care about face. Mule supports me through hard times. How long, you asked? 10 years? 17? How long does a mule live?
I don't have any other questions for you, buddy. Peddler nods mindlessly, scratching his bandages until something underneath dislodges. Ugh. Okay, see ya, buddy. You nod curtly to the peddler, eager to be on your way.
Tell your friends of me. Tell them I'm not contagious. Not at all.
I think he's got the RFK brainworms. Did I get another level? I did. Okay. Let's take asymmetrical blades. Oh, I didn't. I need one more level. Never mind. Okay, what do I got? What do I got? We got Kark, Elmerd, Andres. Okay, Kark. Smiling man approaches your anvil. He stands out as conspicuously healthy, lacking the stick frame and hollow cheeks of most people in the camp. Oh there, Smith. I'm in need of a good weapon. So he's a 7. That's an 8. That's a 3. I could do 2 3s and a 1. So he's going to give me 71. Ooh. And he gives me a book, though. This guy gives me a ruined helmet and a mystery reward. Ooh, I want your mystery reward. Shit. 69. 90. Oh, fuck. Damn. I guess I could do these two. This one. I feel like I should do this just for the money. I don't know. Okay. We're gonna. Oop. Stream chat. Let's see here. Vote. Nah. We'll just. I think we'll do the book. As nice as the money and the mystery reward are, I think we'll have a chance at him again. So we'll do the book.
He needs 3 mobility, 2 sharpness. So it'll have to be the thin and narrow, I think. Yeah, okay. What do you need it for? I keep the fine folks at the camp safe from thieves. Well, most thieves. Of course, safety ain't free. Gotta eat, right? And if some folk don't want to chip in for the greater good, well, trouble seems to find them. He yawns. Nothing too fancy with the sword. Just make it big and sharp enough that the sight will put some fear into a sensible man. Okay. I don't know how to feel about this guy. Alright, length. Okay. Let's see here. Thickness. Okay, mobility is pretty easy. How's that looking thickness-wise? What? What the... What? We're gonna try that again, because apparently I messed it up a little bit there. One more? Okay. Sharpness. Cross-section. Oh, no. Point. Point, please. He wants a narrow point on it, so... you know, like that. Okay. And then... Cross-section. Okay. Bep. Bop. Bibbity. Like that. Edge thickness. Convexity. Let's make it a little convex. Make it super sharp. Okay. And then he wants... Let's give him this pommel. I'm gonna shrink it down a bit. And then he wants it to be one-handed. And a tiny pommel. There we go. Actually, I don't quite like that pommel. We're gonna go with this one. And we're gonna shrink it down a little bit. There we go. That's a good little one-handed sword. It's not bad. Cool. Let's see. What do we call this sword? Sword needs a name. Anybody in chat have any suggestions for a name of a sword? I might have a drink of water if anybody wants to speak up. Ugh. Okay, well, this guy's name is Kark. So we'll name this sword Shark Tooth to rhyme with Kark. Kark tests the blade's age with his thumb, his ever-present grin widening. Firelight makes the steam gleam hungrily. Quality worksmith, always happy to support local craftsmen. Keeps the camp economy flowing, right? His laughter rings out as he leaves. The other refugees scurrying out his path. So he's kind of a bully. I'm not too happy I made that, but I got clean closures. I don't know what that does for me. We'll find out. Clean Closures, Volume 1. Okay. Apparently it gave me something called peen. And one other thing. For creative decoration, your customers are not going to ask for them. Okay. Interesting. Well then. Jockus. An old man limps up to your anvil, a warm blade in his quivering hands. His sword has seen better days, Smith. Can you help? Sure. You'll give me 10 money for basically just doing work. Sure. We just need to make it sharper, so cross-section, ahoy hoy. So we need to make it wider then? I think we just need to make it wider in order to make it sharper. Point. Let's anvil the point down more. And let's make it thinner. There we go. And then point needs to be way narrower. Why is it not getting point? There we go.
Yeah, that's sharp.
Specs the blade. Much better. Good work, Smith. There we go. Something was a little borky with the point on that. Okay, so we're almost to level 3? Or level 2? Level 4? Level 3. Okay, end the day. So we're down a little bit of money on the profit because the daily upkeep. That's fine. So Lost City, the camp, Outer Gate, stay in the forge. Let's go back to the Lost City. I know there's stuff to be found there. Nicknamed the Lost City, these crumbling districts have been picked over by... Yeah. Let's search the ruins. Search for hours, but no luck. It's completely picked clean. Just as you're about to give up, you find a broken cartwheel lying abandoned in the gutter. It's not much, but it can be salvaged for wood. Sun slips below the sky. The shadows of the ruins lengthen. Time to leave. Hurry back to the camp. Unlike the lost souls camped among these black ruins, you still cling. Yep. Okay. New day is dawn. So no real events in the... Chev approaches your anvil with rumors to share. Ooh. Have you met Stacker, the self-appointed sentry who roams around the camp at night, trying to keep order? Yeah. He turned up dead. Oh, fuck. I suppose it was only a matter of time. Apparently he tried to challenge a whole gang of thieves who were menacing an old woman. He didn't stand a chance. They took his sword after they killed him too. Fuck me. Well, that sucks. What do you got, Scrap Peddler? Ooh. Peddler perks up at your approach. His one visible yellow teeth.
I say the prettiest trinkets for you, yes.
Anything new? So, I don't really have enough to buy anything right now. I do need some more steel, unfortunately. Okay. See you later. Okay. I need something that will make me money and steel. So this get me ruined helmet, which I can salvage for steel. Gives me gold. That gets me money, steel, gold, and parts. I think that one's worth taking on. So this is Axel. Axel. A wary-looking man approaches your anvil, his shoulders bowed and his eyes haunted. He's sporting a fresh black eye. Out here, the strong prey on the weak. I should have accepted that long ago. And I'm tired of being counted among the weak. A good blade might change the equation. Okay. Let's get to forging. So, blade length. A binga, banga, boonga, banga. Boom, ba beam, ba bum. Beam, bum, ba beam, bum, boom, ba. Bee, ba 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 boo. Bee, ba, ba bee, ba boo. Okay. Thickness. Yeah, we need to go. Make it a lot thinner, please. Okay. Point. Regular point. Okay. We taper the width. Sure. And oh, nope. Nope, we don't do that. Taper the thickness. There, that's what I was wanting. Okay. And then cross section.
Little taps. Little
No, big taps. Need some big taps here. Let's keep going on the sharpness a little bit, and then let's make it real sharp. Real sharp, man. Real sharp. Edge thickness. Ooh. Okay. Spine width. Oh, okay. All right. So that's how I can. Okay. No, we want it. We want it nice and sharp and speedy. Maybe a little more. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Nice and sharp. Nice and sharp. Okay. So we need a guard. What kind of a pommel do we want? Peterson? No. So let's see here. 92 grams. 88 grams. Let's do this one. Let's give him a kind of a fancy one. And then one-handed pommel or grip. Sorry. And then kind of pommel do we want? Fishtail? That's pretty fun. Make it a little bit smaller. Yep. And peen. Clean closures. Put one of these guys on for him. Right. You can put one of these on. Give it nice and. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Perfect. You want an emblem? A lion emblem on there? Nah. No. Yeah, well, give me a little lion emblem on that sword. The heart of a lion. A lion, even. So he wants walnut brown pigment. Yep. Okay. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's alright. It's alright. It's an okay sword. It's a bearable sword. Bearable has been made. Takes a woman with grim satisfaction. His mouth switches in a bitter smile. Perfect. Now the next person who thinks I'm easy prey will learn otherwise. Cool. He's got the heart of a lion. What's my mystery gift? Ooh, heavy shackles. Okay. So that's free steel. A level 4.
Ooh, I got level 4.
So that means I get asymmetrical blades, which is fucking awesome. Cool. Now what? I need to make some money. Jarl. Gives me 31. Gives me 10. Okay. I think this is the one we're taking.
A claw-like hand grasps your arm, belonging to a man with a wild beard and even wilder eyes. I don't have much left, Smith, and they're gonna take it. I hear them all night, scampering around my tent. Animals, scum, why can't they leave me alone? I need a sword. I can't lose what little I have. Not again.
You don't seem well.
I'm fine. It's the world that's wrong. Make me a sword, please. I beg of you.
Okay. So he wants not too long. Bip. Bop ba da beep ba da boop bop bop. Beep ba ba da ba da bop bop. Beep ba ba da ba da. Maybe I dial it back a little bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. So this will be more like a short sword, I believe. So what does he want? He doesn't have that much of a concern about the sword of girl, so we can kind of do whatever we want with this guy. Let's make it a little bit. A little bit fatter. I need to check something real quick. Refresh. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry I lose the sound. Maybe I can make this windowed. No, that kind of fucks it for me. Okay, sorry about that. All right. He wants a narrow point on it. Okay. All right. Let's give it a good cross section. And make it really sharp. Make it really sharp. Nice and sharp. Nice and sharp. Look at it, baby. It's not very sharp. Oh, that's all right. Okay. And then no, that's fine. We need some handle options here. Not enough resources. There we go. Like that. I don't have enough steel to do the pommel. Fuck. Okay. How's that not one-handed? What? It has to be a certain size to be one-handed. Okay. Shit. Okay. So I need to leave. You, scrap peddler. I need to buy some steel from you, which is kind of nice that I can do that in the middle of working on an order. Go back into Jarls. There we go. Now I magically have the resources to finish. Do peens cost anything extra? Don't think so. Go ahead and give him a peen. Let's give him a couple. Let's give him a couple because we can. About there? Yeah, bud. Yeah, that's a little bit off. There. Nope. There. That's not terrible. Look at that. That's pretty good. Okay. Done. Bearded man takes his sword and immediately starts stabbing at imaginary enemies. Get back! Get back! Get away from me! His mad laughter turns into a hacking cough. He staggers away, swinging his sword as though clearing a path through invisible vines. Okay. There we go. Out of energy and stamina, I have almost no steel left. Okay. Let's end the day. Day's profit up by 24. Daily upkeep down by 20. So we made 4 gold. Let's see here. Let's go explore the Lost City, and then the next day we might do a bunch of breaking down stuff. Let's see if we get lucky. Let's see here. Search the ruins. You step cautiously into what used to be an alehouse, its weathered wooden sign still showing the faded image of 2 tankards clashing. The tavern's roof kept the rain out, unlike most of the surrounding buildings. Let's search the alehouse. Past scattered chairs and smashed bottles, you make your way to the bar. In a dusty corner, you find a small drum, somehow intact amid the chaos. Other than that, there are no items or any value of use. Find your way back. Okay. Head back to the camp. The sun slips low in the sky. The shadows of the ruins lengthen. Time to leave. Something follows you through the shattered streets. Its soft footfall slightly out of time with your own. When you turn around, it's gone, but the hairs on your neck are bristling. You hurry back to the camp. Okay. A new day has dawned. Okay. What we need to do is we need to disassemble some stuff. Okay, we got a bunch of steel out of that, so we're doing okay now. Wood is still more than okay. We only have 3 action points, so we can do some repairs. Let's fix up some blades. Ooh, okay, we got the shamshir again, or scimitar. Point. Wait. Let's have a little fun. There we go. Thickness. Let's thin it up a little bit. Cross section. Use the asymmetry feature to create single edge blades or add decoration to one side of the sword. For most abilities, you can set which side of the blade are influence, left, right, or both. Click the asymmetry button to cycles through. Oh. Ooh. Neat. That's pretty cool. Okay. I need to undo some things. Oops. Okay, let's bring the thickness down. There we go. Sharpness 3. Okay. Alright. So that's how the asymmetry works. Cool. Neat. So we can make katanas if we want. Alright, cool. There you go. Traces restore braid with trembling fingers, tears in her eyes. This is so much better. Okay. I wish the animation here showed more of the sword. Like, if it was longer, you could, like, see the whole sword. So, I don't know if that's, like, a processing thing or just, like, a cinematic option. Let's see here. A scruffy young man slides up to your anvil, glancing around nervously and picking at a half-healed scar on his face.
I found this blade in the Lost City. It's not in great condition. You think you could make it usable again?
Okay. Oh, It's pretty dull. A pretty dull sword there, buddy. Sure it's not a practice sword? Alright, let's thin it down a little bit. And let's improve this cross-section. I think a little more convex. Yeah, narrow that up a little bit. We got this cross-section. And really just nah. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-do, ba-da, ba-dum, ba-da, ba-do, ba-dee, ba-da, ba-da, da, ba-da, ba-da, da, da, ba-da, da, ba-da, da, 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 da. Bonk, bonk, a bonk, a bonk, a bonk, bonk, a bonk. Fit. Okay. Thickness. There we go. Nice and sharp, pal. Nice and sharp. Look at that. Look how sharp that sword is. There you go, bud. Unmet. No, narrow point. Ew. Ew. You got a narrow point on the sucker. I did not see that. Come on, game. Quit hiccuping, please. Narrower? Well, let's just add another narrow bit to it. Seems to have some trouble with that sometimes. Offer. He grins as he takes the weapon, swinging experimentally through the air. Wow, this is gonna come in handy. Thank you, Smith. Okay. Alright, so we got room for one more of these boys. Well, let's see here. Should I salvage something? Let's salvage this leather. Got plenty of money. Resources is always better. Okay, end the day. Let's go back to the outer gate. The outer gate looms over the camp. Both fret and beacon. Refugees gather, pleading for entry, while impassive guards look on. Approach the gate. A guard is slouching against the ramparts, gazing out over the horizon. His heavy-lidded eyes flicker your way only when you call for his attention.
Oh, what do you want?
The guard's sneer is practically pronounced this evening. I want to enter the keep.
You a citizen? Or you got yourself a worker's permit?
No, but I'd like to apply for a worker's permit. I'm a blacksmith, and I've been plying my trade out here for a while now.
Yeah, and I'm a dragon slayer. Get out of here, applicant.
Head back to your tent. You return to your tent, where your makeshift forge awaits. You're hardly at your best, working with such limited materials, but it's all you have for the time being. A new day has dawned.
A new day is dawned, chat. Let's get right into it now. We need to make some money. So we need to get some more steel from the scrap peddler.
Let's see here. I have $116. I only have 59. Let's buy up some of these. We'll get down to about 75. That's pretty good. Dye pigments. We're not there yet. We don't have the money yet. See ya, peddler. Okay. We have 8. We could take a big order. Luhos. Oh, we got to take this one because that's 97, and we get some steel back, plus a horseshoe and a helmet and a mystery. This is like this is a good one. So,
hello, Smith. Nice setup you've got here.
Are you here to commission a sword or admire my anvil?
Oh, commission a sword. There's a gang that comes around my tent every night, regular as clockwork. They kick and beat us, take our rations, push our faces in the mud. You'd think there'd be some solidarity out here, but, well, there ain't. Managed to hide the last of my coin from them so far, but who knows for how long. Best to spend that coin on a good sword, I reckon, so I can protect what's mine.
Yeah, bud, you're paying good? Hell yeah. So, medium length, good impact. So we need it to be thicker. It doesn't care about sharpness or really anything else. Okay. Narrow point, thick.
We need to make this a chunky boy.
That's I've already decided that's going to be its name. It's going to be Chonky Boy.
Mash the anvil with the hammer. Bum 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 bum. Smack it down and smack it proud. Bum 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 bum. Got to hit it all in a row. Quit messing all my hits like a dork. Do bum 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 bum. Why is my computer slowing down? Do ba dum bum 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 bum. We smack it with the hammer.
Okay. Impact is there. Let's change the thickness. Let's pull it down a little bit. Alright. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. That I like. Let's give it a narrow point. Like that. Thickness. There we go. Make it a little bit chunkier. There we go. Okay. And then I don't even have to give it a crossing, but I'm going to. And then we're gonna go like this. And then we're gonna do another cross section like this. Yeah, 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 even, yeah. Yeah, he mostly just wants this to be something he can thwack guys with, so that's good. Hilt mode. What's the smallest one we got? We got this guy. Something like that. That's looking fun. A big fat sword. Okay, we need some wood. Actually, let's do oval. And then that. And then let's give him the Norse three-lobed. What do we want? Yeah, yeah. Oh, he uses one more steel. Let's give him some pikes, eh? Some pikes. Little stud there. Little stud there. Yeah, make it look nice and fearsome for him. Maybe one more. One more. Down here. Right about there. Right there. Oi. Wait, hold on. It's not quite center. Now it is. Right? Get out of the way, label. Wait for it. There we go. There we go. Oh, I like that. This is a chunky boy. It is. It is indeed a chunky boy. I think that's pretty good. Oh, for the Lujos. Oh, he doesn't. He wants it. Oh, it's not sharp. Oh, okay. Needs to be sharp. God damn it. It doesn't require it to be sharp, though. He just wants a chunky boy. Alright, fine. Thickness. There. Blade is sharp. Oh. But now it doesn't have any impact. Okay. You. Oop. No. 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 Okay. I'm gonna add another thickness right here. Okay. Then we gotta go. Can we do another thickness back here? No. Damn it. Okay. Fuck. Okay. All right. We gotta fix this thing because it's not happy with us. Cross section. So I think what I gotta do. Okay. All right. Length. We gotta severely up the length here. Okay. Because we gotta keep that impact. Thickness. We can take it down a little bit. Okay. And then cross section. What if we just do one side of it? Did I have the wrong side? No, I had it on the right side. This one's a challenge. Because we gotta have the impact up. So let's just get it to maximum length that we can have it at. And then thickness. Gotta find the limit of the impact there. Okay, so right about there. So now when we go to cross section, no. Oh, I see what the fuck I'm doing wrong. Do I? Just blade is not sharp. Fuck! What the hell am I doing wrong here? Oh. Alright. Because I gotta keep it at 2 impact. It's heavy and there's a lot of mass near the point. Okay. So let's do... Okay. So impact stays up there. Cross section. Let's do a new cross section. Can we just go... And then can we go... Okay, does that. Hey, we made Chunky Boy. Okay, that's what it was. We needed to taper it down the width because it was retaining thickness. Okay. Applicant stands a little straighter as he tests the width of the blade.
It's perfect. You should see the blunt rusted daggers those bullies wave around. This'll put some real fear in them. Thank you, Smith. Maybe my kids will get to keep their food tonight.
I guess I could have made it wider, too.
Big old freaking club. There's a chunker boy, got a big old club.
It doesn't get sharp till way in the fuck down there. Ooh! We now have white pigment. Okay. We got a boatload of money out of that. I think we're gonna use that to get this another book. I want. Ooh, hang on. We got another book here. We got Queon and Pommel. This has the 4 and 7. This has 4 and 6. This has 4 and 5. So I think we take Twisted Steel. And then we're gonna buy a couple more steel just to even ourselves out a little bit. Get us up to 60. Okay. Thanks, peddler. Okay. We still have 4 action points left. So we could do Mason again. It's gonna require 14 steel to do. Or we could start salvaging stuff because we got a lot of more things to salvage. We can now make things white. Okay. I wish this would, when you hover over these, I wish it would tell you everything it offered, but so this will get us some more steel. I think we do this and we do some repairs. So yeah, that was a free 10 extra steel. We're gonna do 2 more repairs. Scarred woman dumps a damaged weapon on your anvil with a loud clang. Look at this useless piece of dross. I'm fed up with pretending this thing can kill a man. Think you can get it back in working order? Gotta sharpen it to a sharpness of 3. Okay, sure. Let's do taper the thickness. Beat the hell out of it. And then cross section 1. Then let's make it a little more convex. And cross section 2. Oh, okay, sure. That's pretty fucking sharp. And then we gotta do a new point on it because the game doesn't like doing pre-existing points down for some reason. There we go. Okay. Cool beans. We're gonna call this sword Dross because I like that name. She hefts the weapon of satisfaction, testing its balance. Good as new, maybe better. Why, I bet I could slice the lids from a man's eyes before he can blink. That's horrifying. Horrifying. Cheers, Smith. My enemies will lament your name. Horrifying. Yeah. Okay. I really wish the cinematic was longer so I could see the whole sword. But, tomato, tomato. Alright, we can do 1 more of those for 10 more. Yeah, same old, same old. No new dialogue. Okay. Ooh! Another Viking sword. Cool. Let's taper the thickness. It's a little chunky. Okay, cross section. Go ahead and sharpen that fucker up for you. The other cross section. There we go. A little more. Thickness. There we go. There we go. That'll work. Enjoy your sword, Bruca. Cool. Up. Okay, that's the end of the day. End the day. Lost some money, but we bought a lot of stuff, so that's fine. Stay in the forge. I haven't done that yet. Oh, it just automatically takes you the next day. Okay, well. Alrighty then. We don't have a whole lot of money, so we need a big commission. 4, 5, 5, 5, and 1. Okay. 85, 65. Ooh, a book. 78. A book. So, book A, book B, book A, book B. Mobility. Hand and a half, narrow point. Sharpness. Smith's companion. Oh, let's do this one. Something is tossed at your feet. The broken remains of a sword. The blade is snapped in half. My old blade finally gave out on me. It wasn't much to look at, but I've carried that thing with me since the world fell apart. I feel naked without it. Can you replace it? I can't be defenseless. I've seen what happens to defenseless people in this new age. Okay, so sharpness 3. One-handed narrow point. Easy enough. Okay. Length. I'm really hoping that at some point somebody will just come up and ask me for a dagger. Okay. So, let's make this a thin boy. Make it a twink sword and make it nice and thin. And then, let's make it nice and wide. Make it wide. There we go. Maybe a little more. There we go. And then it wants a narrow point on it. We'll just make it down to like there. Dip, bop. Okay. And then we're gonna do cross section. Sharpness 3. Edge thickness. No. Convexity. Bip, bop. Bangus, bongus. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. Okay. Need one of these. We can give it a ring if we wanted. Sweeps and loops. We could do that. Sure. Why don't we do that? We'll have a little bit of fun with this one. Where do we... Yeah! Yeah! That's fun. Sure. We can move that fucker all around there. Go down a little bit. Move it kind of like funkily. Nah, let's just get rid of it. That's kind of goofy. What do we want here? Put it away. What do we want? Little guy? Oh, it's alright, wrong button. Yeah. Little pommel there. That's not bad. We can make it white. We can give it a white wrap on it. Yeah, that's bleh, no. Steel pump. Nah. What is this? I mean, we could make it a really, really friggin' wide one. Does that actually not use anything? Alright. Fuck it. Oh, it uses 2 of them required. There we go. There you go. Enjoy that one-handed sword. That awkward fuck. Thank you, Smith. I missed having steel at my side. This might even be better than my old blade. Hope this one lasts as long as that did. That thing carried me through the sundering and all the troubles that followed. Cool. There you go. Look at that one-handed blade. Okay. Squaring the circle. Ooh, in level 5. Okay. So what do we want? Sword part bending. Oh. Ooh, that's fun. Engraving. Oh. Uh-oh, chat. Uh-oh. Oh no. Curve blades. Unlocks ability to curve them. Ability, fuller. Fuller with rounded ends. Oh boy. So we can unlock the fuller. God. What do I want? Wow, those are all fun. Those are all really fun. I think we start with fuller, and then we might go engraver, and we might go bending, we might go curved. I kind of want, yeah. Okay. We can now do fuller. That's cool. So what do I have to scrap? So this will give me leather. Oh, this is, I can open this. I just got money out of that. Okay. That didn't cost me anything. Let's open that, or scrap that, get some wood. This gave me some more designs? Huh. Miscellaneous gentle rain. What is that? Gentle bend. Okay. Let's do a couple more repairs, get some more money. I'm over 160, so let's get, these two will get me to 180 unless I spend money on them. So really just need sharpness 3. So let's do overall thickness down. Cross section. Okay. Cross section 2. And then, I guess, no. Thickness, there we go. And then we need to add a new point. About halfway down. Okay, and then there was fuller, rounded. So now we can do this. Cool. Yeah, cool. You can add fullers to these now. Nice. Okay, there you go, Bryn. Chef's the weapon with satisfaction, testing its balance. Good as new, maybe better. Cool. Nice. Fun on a bun. Let's do one more of those. So this is another useless piece of dross. Basically the exact same sword. Narrow point. Okay. Thickness. Cross section. Bada bing. Point. There we go. And I want to smooth. What is this looking like? Yeah. There you go. Cool. That's awesome. Okay, so we gotta end the day. Oh wait, no, hold on. Vendor, I want to buy another book from you, please. So, let's do the heavy hand. So that unlocked a bunch of stuff for us. Okay. Now we can end the day. As you bury your tools for the night, never can be too careful, you hear a heart-piercing scream. That is horrifying. What the fuck is that? Investigate. You find the camp in chaos. Figures running back and forth, knocking down tents, wailing, stumbling. The sun has just slipped below the horizon, and darkness begins to fall. As you search for the cause of the panic, there's a thickening thud. A corpse has fallen from the sky and landed atop your bonfire, quenching it instantly. Look to the sky. A winged shadow circles above, blotting out the emerging stars. It lets loose a shriek that turns your bowels to water. Identify the threat. 50% chance. Failure. The creature's silhouette is unfamiliar to you. It shrieks unlike anything you've heard before. You can only guess at what horrors this nightmare might be capable of. Some around the camp are drawing swords and trying to organize a defense. You recognize your recently forged blades among those waving in the air. The creature's first dive is repelled by blades jabbing at its scything limbs, but it's too fast, too massive. It retreats into the air and then swoops down elsewhere, targeting other defenseless prey. Watch helplessly. That's a little spiraling error. It descends upon a fleeing woman, its jagged forelimbs plucking up the doomed soul. The beast ascends. A few minutes later, the victim's carcass splatters to the ground. Ugh. Join those with swords. Grab a group and join a defensive ring that is formed around a group of wailing children. Oh, that's... The beast swoops down, crashing into the circle with bone-crushing force, scattering our men in all directions. Take a swing. I'm gonna fuck this up. Your sword clatters uselessly against its leathery hide. The monster turns and swipes at you in retaliation. Dodge. Success! You leap out of the way, and the beast reaches past you. Unprotected children scream as the creature snatches one of their number. Jesus. A little girl, looking small as a doll in the monster's talons, her face a picture of pure terror. She twists and writhes in the monster's grip, momentarily breaking free, and lunges at her a second time. Pull her away from the monster. This is not going well. You grab her for a moment, but the beast has her too. It beats its wings and ascends. The little girl's sweaty hand slips from your grasp. Jesus, fuck. The little one's terrified cries pierce the night as she is carried skyward. Moments later, you see her lifeless form drop, a single spinning dot tumbling towards the wasteland far below. Fuck me. At last, as more and more refugees flee for cover of the lost city ruins, the beast strays too close to Iron Keep. The invisible barrier crackles, suddenly alive with pale blue energy. Fierce tendrils of power skitter in all directions like cracks spreading through glass, and the beast shrieks in agony. Chastened, it swoops away, finally abandoning its banquet. A terrible silence falls, broken by the occasional sob, and at long last it's over. Help the survivors. Oh my god, exhausted for 2 days. You wander the camp, reuniting separated families and comforting the bereaved. Finally, once you're so exhausted you can barely stand, you stumble back to your tent and fall into a dreamless slumber. You are now exhausted. Fuck. There's a lot more story element now. The morning air is crisp. The sun shines on devastation. Survivors wander the camp, some clearing away the bodies, others drifting aimlessly. Survey the aftermath. Tattered tents, extinguished fires, bloodless corpses scatter the camp like autumn leaves. Look for Chev. You find her standing outside her tent, clutching her forearms, eyes fixed on the middle distance where the creature had vanished. She doesn't notice your presence. What was that thing? She jumps, startled, and then offers you a wan smile. That was a Volguth, I think. We heard rumors about them back when we were fleeing Karev. Terrible tales of them swooping down and killing whole caravans full of people. I thought it was all just hearsay until last night. You okay? I'm lucky to be alive, I guess. Goodbye, Chev. Thanks for checking in on me. There's a lot of hurt people out there. I'm going to see if I can help. Search for the Monders. You stop short when you arrive at their tent. The iron pot has been knocked over, the fire has burned itself out. The tent is a tattered wreck, soaked in blood and gore. The beast ripped the tent apart and then ripped apart those within. Fuck. There's more than one body, but they're too badly mangled to tell apart. A torn remnant of old Gaida's patterned dress flutters in the breeze. Clodo is nowhere to be seen. You turn away. As you make your way back to your tent, you spy a growing crowd forming around the outer gate. Watch from afar. A mob is formed at the gate, shouting at the guards. It's a volatile situation, born of grief and rage and fear.
Hi, kitty. Hello. Eh. Kitty wants attention.
There you go. Pop up. Survivors of the attack voice a common complaint. The guards did nothing to stop the massacre. But really, their complaint is more basic. They are still stranded outside the city with no reprieve in sight. You suspect the guards would happily retreat to their stone parapets, but the wagons are still rolling in. The gates need to be open. Watch the disaster unfold. Guards fan out from the gate, trying to keep the shouting refugees at bay with their shields.
Back! Get back!
The usual tactics won't work today. One by one, the refugees draw swords. Sharp blades glitter in the morning light, and you recognize your own handiwork. Uh-oh.
Drop the weapons, or...
The rest of the watchman's words are lost in a gurgle as someone thrusts a blade through his throat. Shit. The mob surges. The guards retreat, shouting for reinforcements, while the wagon is toppled on its side and set aflame. Looters pull crates from the burning wreckage, yelling in triumph. Head back to my tent. Beat a hasty retreat as more and more guards pour out from the gate, swords drawn, ready to enact bloody vengeance on any applicant foolish enough to have lingered. God damn. Okay. So I've got a little less energy because I'm exhausted. Reduces your AP and finesse. Yeah. Okay. Solda. A woman stands near your anvil, her eyes scanning the horizon. She flinches as you approach her. I hear it at night, you know. Circling, screeching, getting closer. Wait for her to continue. So 81, silver. Yeah, this will be a good one. The others say I'm mad that we left that thing back in the waste, but they didn't see what it did to my brother, the way it looked at me as it tore him limb from limb. You mean the Volgoth that was here last night? It didn't hunt like an animal. It watched me, enjoyed my fear. I'm sure it followed me all this way. Sounds like a good blade at your side could come in handy. I don't know what a sword can do against something like that, but I figure having a sword is better than having nothing at all. So we're going to lose 11 here. Okay. Okay. So, we want medium length. Very sharp. Twisted steel book. One-handed, regular point. Okay. Oh, here we go. Thickness. Okay. Regular point. Regular point. Okay. And what else can we do here? We'll taper the thickness down the whole length of the blade. Okay. Work on the cross section. Alright. And then convexity. Make it nice and sharp. Okay. Alright. So now she doesn't care too much about alright. Let me make this. I'm gonna make it a little wider. Interesting. Okay. Strong taper. One-handed. And let's give it a little steel ring here. Can we take this fucker and make it a little bigger? There we go. Alright. Okay. Alright. Nah, we don't need to put any gold on there. Okay, not bad. Bat Slayer. We sell you the Bat Slayer, Slilda. The balance is perfect. When it comes, I won't hesitate. Not like before. Not like when I ran and when I left them. She pauses. The pause lengthens until it becomes clear that she won't speak again. Quality craftsmanship, that. It'll see your beast off. I heard it again last night. Closer than ever. Let it come. I'm not scared anymore. Okay.
This is a Bat Slayer.
Some silver, some horseshoe, and a broken cartwheel. I have 1 energy left. We shall turn this into steel. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at all these books I got. Okay. We shall end the day. Day 9 is ended. We got 81 profit. Let's go around the camp. Outside the walls of Iron Keep, desperate souls gather in makeshift tents, pleading for entry. Speak to Chev. Find Chev, sitting outside her tent, gnawing at a chicken bone that's already picked clean. Nice to see you again. I'm just enjoying my dinner. I'd offer you some, but I'm still waiting for my sommelier to pair the perfect wine. What do you know about the magic barrier around the keep? It appeared shortly after the Sundering, right? At the same time as the Masked King took the throne? I don't know much more than that, sorry. What's the latest gossip?
Oh, you know, the usual things. Petty fights and thefts. People die, and new people turn up from the waste to replace them.
You have a plan for getting inside?
Of course, I've got a skilled team assembled with lockpicks and grappling hooks. No, I don't have a plan for getting in. I'm making this up as I go, and failing miserably.
How are you holding up since the attack?
Well, I still have trouble sleeping at night, but I'll survive. A lot of people were killed. Good folk who were out in the open trying to save others. Why are the good folk always the ones to suffer?
How did you end up here?
I grew up far west of here, in Karev. I lived in a beautiful port town. On certain mornings, the sea and the sky blended together in one shade of misty blue. It was like looking out into a hazy abyss, with ships suspended in the metal. Then the Sundering happened. Since then, I've been hopping from settlement to settlement, disaster to disaster. A few years ago, I heard that Iron Keep had survived. No better than survived, it had thrived. The safest place in the world, surrounded by a magic shield that kept both plagues and monsters at bay. The name sounded familiar, and then I remembered. My dad used to tell me how his fool of a brother had moved to Iron Keep to make his fortune.
That's a stroke of luck.
You're telling me. In any case, that's how I came to be here. My uncle's the last member of my family left alive. I'm sure he'd take me in if I only could get through the damn gate.
Tell me more about what your life was like in Karev.
Do I have to? Dwelling on the good memories is beautiful but painful, like gazing overlong at the sun.
I understand.
Thank you.
Leave Chev to her meal.
Thanks for stopping by.
Let's steal. You lie in wait in the camp's outskirts. As twilight turns to dusk, a wagon appears on the horizon. Its enormous spiked wheels turning up a storm of dust in its wake. Black armored guards sit atop the wagon, wielding fierce-looking crossbows. If they spot you, you're likely to end up punch full of holes. But you're in luck. A child runs out in full of the wagon, almost ending up mince beneath its wheels. The wagon pulls to a halt as the guards shout the boy to get out of the way. Steal a box... no. Reconsider. One look at those crossbows is enough to convince you that crime doesn't pay. You slink away, leaving the wagon to trundle out towards the outer gate in peace. Wander the camp. He's bought Clodo, Bennett Maunder's dog, digging up a bone from the mud. When he notices you, Clodo runs up, wagging his tail. Then he dashes off, pausing to look back. Does he want you to follow? Follow him. Follow Clodo through the ravaged tents, covering your nose to keep out the smell of death and disease. At last you arrive at the spot where the Maunder's tent used to stand. Now there are 5 freshly dug graves in its place. Beyond, you spot a small figure crouched over a dwindling fire. Approach the boy. The boy's thin face carries an echo of old Bennett Maunder. Suddenly you recognize him as one of the children who used to hang around Bennett's fire. Clodo runs up to the boy's side and lays down. The boy scratches his neck absent-mindedly, poking at the fire with a stick. I'm sorry about what happened to your family. Is there anything I can do to help? The boy gives no reaction. Clodo whines and rubs his head against his shin. Share some scraps of food. You pull up a hunk of bread from your pocket, your meal for the night. The boy's eyes light up. As though afraid you'll withdraw the offer, he quickly snatches the meal from your grasp and splits it in 2. Half goes to Clodo, who snaps it up in 2 bites.
Thanks.
Are you Bennett Maunder's son?
Aye. Name's Sandrick.
He says nothing more. His voice carries far more weight and grief than is right for one so young. Those graves back there, are they... He simply shrugs. Looking around, you can see no evidence of his family. The once vibrant Maunder clan has been reduced to 1. Well, 2. Clodo is here, comforting the boy as best he can. Pet Clodo. The dog nuzzles in your flank, growling contentedly. Bid goodbye. As you turn to leave, the boy speaks up.
If you come back and I'm not here, look after Clodo, will you? Poor dog's got no one else in the world.
Clodo barks, his huge tongue lolling out of his mouth as his tail beats dust from the floor. You leave the two of them together, boy and dog, alone in a hostile world. At least they have each other. Oy. You climb into your bedroll, massaging your swollen joints and try to ignore the rumbling in your belly. Maybe tomorrow will be a better day. Oof. Dark times, these, as a blacksmith. As the gray light of dawn filters into your tent, you hear the tramp of boots through mud, the alarm cries of your neighbors. Something is happening.
Watch out, Smith. The guards are in the camp. I think they're here for...
Your tent flap is torn open. One of Aaron's keep's guards peers in, sword drawn.
You! Out!
Exit your tent. As you climb out into the light, Rough Hand sees you. Looking around, you can see the full squadron of guards having ventured from the outer gate, led by a woman with pinned-back hair and a severe glare. She's standing over your anvil, contemplating with an unreadable expression. I need to pour myself some more water. Give me a second. Up, 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 up. I hope everybody's doing okay. How's everyone's day going? Anybody have anything they want to share? Glug, 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 glug. Water in my mug. Glug, 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 glug. What rhymes with mug?
This is him, Sarge. The one who's been arming the applicants.
You recognize this fellow as the same guard you spoke to at the outer gate.
There's a tree over there. Looks like a good height for a noose. Shall we get started?
Wait, you gonna hang me?
Guard was killed in the riots, and two more in the infirmary. All thanks to you arming this rabble with blades beyond their station.
You were the one who told me to prove I was a blacksmith.
Shut up!
He looks ready to say more, but his commanding officer raises her hand. This guard shuts his mouth instantly. Wherever did you get the idea we were going to hang this man, Corporal?
But, Sarge, the guardsman is dead. Someone has to pay.
The applicant who killed Briggs has been slain, along with 6 accomplices. Justice is done. If we blame the smith, what next? Find the man who dug the ore and kill him too?
Sarge?
One more word out of your mouth and I'll have you flogged. You were supposed to be on the lookout for a swordsmith, and now I see there was one under your nose for who knows how long. Rank incompetence. The guardsman suddenly seems very interested in his own boots. So what do you want with me? You have no use to Aaron Keep if you're an untalented smith. Make a sword for me, something I'd be proud to have on my hip at the parade ground. If I'm satisfied with the quality, then congratulations! You're Aaron Keep's newest swordsmith. If I'm unsatisfied, maybe I let the corporal here hang you after all. Guardsman brightens up at that. My swords helped me fight off the monster that attacked the camp. Do I get no credit for that? We don't care about the herd out here. Way I see it, it's good if something comes along to thin it now and then. Jesus Christ. Bring the sword to me at the outer gate when it's done. At a shout from the sergeant, the entire squadron swivel on their heels and march back toward the gate, jabbing spears at any applicant who gets too close. Fuck me. Okay. Sergeant Glenn. What does she need? Sergeant asks for a sword. She'll be proud to display at a parade ground. There's no room for error. If the blade isn't up to her standards, you'll hang. You have one chance. It has to be leagues above the blades you made so far. So I need curved blades for that. Okay. Fuck. 100. 94. With silver, steel, so that's Dalian. Lockin. Gets me gold, a helmet, and mystery reward. I can't scroll up from here, so I don't know what the hell is being said to me. Something is... okay, I think... we do Dalian, and then we have the ability to... We could also do Landon. And then we could do Alinea. So I think we do Dalian, because that's good pay. We get silver. And we get steel. A man who approaches your forge is brooding and silent. His starved face, and shaven head leading him a skull-like aspect. When he speaks, his voice is a hollow rasp. A blade. He glares at you. You don't get the impression he's in the mood to answer questions. Okay. Alright. Bing, bong, bing. Bing, bong, bing, 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 bong. This is the song I sing when I'm singing my song. Bop, beep, bop, at the Foxmith's Forge. Okay. So we need at least one speed. Okay. Maybe make it a little bit wider? Just a little. Okay. Taper thickness. Point. What's a regular point? Man. Okay. Bop. Speed. We need a nice, good cross section on this fucker. That means we need to make it a little bit thinner. Right? Cross section, convexity. There we go. Yeah. Nice frickin' sword. A nice good sword. Okay. Very, very lightweight. What do we want to do here? We can do a Quion block. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Guillaume. One of them. Like that. It wants it two-handed. So off with an oval. And do that. And then what do we want to do? Bakanawa? Like that? It's kind of fun. And then he wants two leather. Let's do brown and then a white. Yeah, that looks pretty fun. Sure, this is for Dalian. Let's call it Dalliance then. Skull-faced man takes your sword, giving it a cursory glance before stowing it under tattered cloak. It suits my purposes. Cool. Fun. Always fun. It's a fun sword. What was Fuller? Yeah, I could do Fuller now. So that gave us a decent chunk of money. What else we got? We could do Landon. He'll give us money. Then he just wants a totally new sword. Before we do him, we should get some more steel. Could get this next book too, or we could get blue dye. Let's get the next book. Modular thinking. So that gets us a bunch of Quion. I think I'm saying that right. Quion or Quion. Let's get up to 40. Okay. All right. And then Landon. So broken blade, needs a new one with a sharpness of 1, hand and a half, narrow point. Okay. Long ass sword. Oops, missed. Out. We just make him a rapier. We just make him a rapier. Thickness. Okay. Can we taper the thickness? Bop, 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 bop. How's that looking? I think it's looking okay. I actually don't think it's doing anything because it's at the maximum thinness. Let's do width. Yeah, let's just make him a frickin' rapier. Point. All the way down to the end there. Narrow as we possibly fucking can. Okay. Cross section. Super goddamn sharp. And let's make it a little convex too. Oh, I can't. Okay. Oh, it shifted off. Oops. Okay. Fine then. Okay. Okay. So he wants hand and a half. Doesn't even have to have a guard if we don't want it to. What would it look like without a guard on it? Just no, we gotta put a guard on there. We gotta make it look somewhat okay. Yeah, yeah. And oval. So yeah, you just gotta shrink those up to make it a hand and a half. Okay. Bit. How's that gonna look like? No, that's ridiculous. No, we're not. No. Pommel. What kind of pommel? We'll put a little twist pommel on it. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that needle. That sucker's a goddamn needle. Nah, we're not gonna use up any of our good metal on it. There we go. Yeah, no. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Look at that frickin' needle. Unmet requirements. Oh, walnut brown. Sorry. Thank you, Smith. I have missed having steel at my side. This might even be better than my old blade. Here we go. Alright. That was fun. Okay, now we can break down some stuff. Salvage that for some bonus steel. I'm at 124 money. Let's buy some more. Just because I can. Let's bring this down to 104. Yeah. I think that's good. Okay, so we end the day. I have to get curse swords on my next experience point then in order to progress the story. I made 3 gold. Or 3 silver, whatever you want to call it. Let's go back to the Lost City. See if we can't scavenge anything.
If we can't scavenge something up down here.
Search the ruins. You find a temple tucked away from the main thoroughfare, its entrance cleared of rubble. The interior is largely empty, except an altar splattered with dried black blood. Ugh. A slice of sky peers through a crack in the dome above. I'm gonna check something. No, we're good. Continue. As you walk through the temple, you notice a coil of incense twisting up from the steps leading down to the crypt. Somewhere below, you hear barely audible chanting.
Uh-oh.
Investigate! The profane scene greets your eyes. Candles at precise points around a chalk sigil, surrounded by a dozen robed figures with their hands raised. The air itself feels thick with purpose. Chanting stops. They've seen you. I don't mean you any harm. Robed figures silently surround you, grabbing and pulling. When you struggle, fist rains down. One of them draws a dagger and slashes you across the shoulder, leaving a nasty wound. You're now wounded. Break free. Failure! It's no use. There are too many of them. Rough hands haul you to your feet and march you into the middle of the circle. Your hands and feet are bound. A ball of cloth is stuffed in your mouth. The chanting grows louder and louder as you ride desperately. At last, as the chanting gives way to ululating strikes with hideous buzzing cadence, one of the robed figures steps forward and slashes you across the throat with a black dagger. I died. As you close your eyes, you see something taking a shadowy shape above you. I died. You could just die. Okay. You step cautiously into what used to be an alehouse. It's a weathered wooden sign, still showing the faded image of 2 tankards clashing. Tavern's roof kept the rain out, unlike most of the surrounding buildings. Let's look elsewhere. I've already searched an alehouse. Move on through the shattered streets. A forlorn residence hall catches your eye. Its once bright windows as empty as the eyes of a skull. Search the residence hall. Residence hall is mostly stripped bare. No censers, no silver candlesticks. Your footsteps echo oddly in this silent chamber where the song of creation once rang clear for all to hear. Something makes you pause. An inscription on the floor, written in an ancient language. Translate the inscription. 50-50. Success! Yeah. The inscription is written in Old Nurian, the semi-secret language of the Anointed. You're hardly fluent, but you're able to translate the words stone and heart. That likely refers to this hall's foundation stone, which lies nearby. Feeling around its base, you discover a hidden lever. The stone slides aside, revealing a small chamber containing the offering box. Find your way back to the outskirts. Cool. For a moment, you think you've lost your way, but you find the fountain, and you get out of there. Head back to the camp. Neat.
I found a box.
So I found a box. Box engraved with beautifully intricate carvings. Can be opened, retrieved, whatever. What did I find? 113th day. Ooh! This is a good day.
This is a good day, Tater.
3, 5, 6. I could do 5 and 3. Griswold. Gets me 64. Gets me 85. Let's do this one. This one is a new one. It's a new name, at least. In the camp, almost everyone is starving. The man who approaches your anvil is oddly well fed, his face fat and pink and healthy.
Well met. Well met, Smith. Could you make me a sword? Something long and vicious. Sharp enough to cut bone. Got a spot of hunting to do later. You know how it is.
Kind of hunting do you do? I'm hungry. Perhaps we could share a meal. There's something suspicious about your manner. I don't like it. There's something suspicious about your manner. I don't like it.
Just make me the sword, Smith. Isn't that what you're here for?
Okay. Long, mobile, sharp, regular point. Why am I so zoomed out? Is he eating people? I really hope not. Make this sword as long as I possibly can. Okay. Bibbidi bibbidi bop. Okay. Nice and thin. Okay. Let's add a fuller to it. Okay. Cross section. Perfect. Let me get a little bit. There we go. Convexity? Cool. Then we need you. You. Oh, shoot. It needs to have a point on it, doesn't it?
It's just a square sword. It's just a square. Just a nice little square.
Alright. One-handed. Yep. I gotta do a weird leather-covered handle on it again. Okay. It's taking 18 steel, 4 wood, and 2 leather. Alright. This is, strange sword for a weird guy. Takes the weapon with his reverent hands as if it's a sacred relic.
Hello, Smith. Where the light falls, I shall start my next hunt.
Great sword name. Okay, level 6. Now we gotta take her blades. Alright. It's gonna take 8, so we have to have a full day's rest. Let's scrap this. We have a bunch of those. Let's open this, buddy. 66 gold. Cool. Let's visit the peddler and buy a bunch of steel. Let's buy the indigo. So now I can make blue leather and fabric. And a whole bunch of steel. Let's go to 170-ish. Now I'm up to 58. That's fine with me. There we go. Nice even 150. See ya, peddler. So now could scrap something. Nah, let's do one more repair. Scruffy man. Sure. Let's forge a sword. Thickness. Make that down a little bit. Cross section. Cross section. Let me make it a little convex. Convex. Oops. Nope. No, you stupid. Taper thickness. Hey, there we go. Okay, there you go. There's your sword, buddy. Ooh, that looks pretty sleek. Okay. Day is over. Spent a fair chunk of money. I got some money back. Let's end the day. Explore the keep. Let's see here. Bob. Let's explore the Lost City again. Hopefully don't die. While we're here, we'll go ahead and save. Oh, I can't save here. Nickname the Lost City. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Search the ruins. Search for hours, but no luck. Completely pick clean and go back to camp. The luck of the draw. He thinks there might be a hidden luck stat. Okay, I'm gonna buy just a little bit more steel. Just because I have a sneaking suspicion. Okay. Sergeant Glenn. This is, I have a sharpness of 2. It's kind of a medium length. Stiffness of 1. Expense more weight. Hollow cross sections. And fullers to keep the weight low. Okay. Needs 1 silver, 1 gold, 3 twisted steel accoutrements. Needs to be 2-handed, narrow point, slightly curved. Okay. Sergeant asks for a sword. She'd be proud to display it at a parade ground. There's no room for error. If the blade isn't up to standards, you'll hang. You have 1 chance. It has to be leagues above the blades you've made so far. Okay. Yes, boss. Don't kill me. Length. The blade's gotta be perfect, you see. You're right. Smack dab in. What's up, kitty cat? Okay. So we need to make it a little thinner. We don't want it all the way thin. Okay. That's the wrong button. Okay. Let's add a rounded fuller to it. Cool. Now cross section. About to lose out on thickness, so we'll have to make it a little bit thicker. Hang on. Width. There we go. Now we have to curve it. Maybe like that. What constitutes a slightly curved blade? Oh, just barely. Okay. Weird. And then narrow point. Stiffness is still up there. Huh. Okay. No, hang on. Cross section. Oops. Okay. Interesting. Now comes for key on block. One of them. One of them. Let's do two-handed stuff first. Yeah. And then... what can we do here? What can we do here to make this look kind of fancy? So really we're just kind of rotating it. Is that what we want? Sure. Let's do that one. And then this one. Oh, no. I don't have the ability to bend this yet. So let's just kind of see. I mean, yeah, that's kind of fancy, right? So let's give it... oh, need another one of these. Okay. Give it a gold. Give it a silver. Nope, it needs a lot of silver. So we'll go. Oh. Don't have enough silver. Ah, I need 3 more. Okay. What if we make the... nah. Can't make the whole sword. That. Okay. No, I wanted that. Thank you. Let's give it a little bit of panache here. There we go. It's a weird looking sword. But okay. We got all the requirements of the blade that she wants. Maybe now we need a good name for the story sword that we might see again. Let's see here. We could call it I know what we're calling it. It's nepotism. The sword. Oh,
Nothing can defeat nepotism.
at last, it's done. The blade will spell the difference between entry to Aaron Keep or swinging at the end of a rope. Yeah, hang on. Wait, hold on. We gotta get a little fancier with it. We don't have all the stops that we can pull out, but we can pull out a few more stops. You. There. And I can't put one on the other side. We can put a half sphere right there. Is that good enough? Is that in the middle? That's pretty fucking close. That's in the middle. There we go. Nothing too crazy, but just crazy enough. Okay. Nepotism Sword. All right. The blade will spell the difference between entry to Aaron Keep or swinging at the end of a rope. Chev has been watching you work the forge for the last hour, hovering at the periphery of your encampment. Is this it? Are you done? My ticket to the outer gate, hopefully. Either that or the grave. Good luck, Smith. She pulls you into a tight embrace. And remember what I said about my uncle. If you do make it in the city.
Nepotism. The sword.
I used every scrap of my silver. Well, almost every scrap.
Okay. I guess that's it. End the day. End day. Lost some money. Outer gate. Go to the outer gate and proceed to progress the story. Maybe I get an actual blacksmith's house.
Outer gate.
The outer gate looms over the camp, both threat and beacon. Refugees gather, pleading for entry, while impassive guards look on. Approach the gate. The guard is slouching against the ramparts, gazing out over the horizon. His heavy-lidded eyes flicker your way only when you call for his attention.
Oh, what do you want?
Guard sneer is especially pronounced this evening. I've finished making the sergeant's sword. The guard looks you up and down from atop the wall. Alas, with the roll of his eyes, he turns and bellows command. The portcullis rises, great doors swing open.
I'm going to see you swing one day, Worm. Hopefully today.
You walk into the gatehouse and wait for the sergeant's arrival, suffering the impatient glares of the guards. Sergeant is otherwise occupied. By the time she arrives, the first rays of dawn are in the sky. Let's see it then. Hand her the sword. She takes the sword in hand, holding it up to the light. She twists the blade this way and that, her eyes glittering. Your heart stops beating until she finally pronounces, acceptable. By official decree of the Crown, sanctioned under the ranks of Masked King, I declare you worthy of stepping into the role of Aaron Keep's new swordsmith. Her voice is flat and emotionless. One eyebrow arches as she awaits your reaction. Thank you. Praise the Masked King. I'm beyond grateful. Remember, your entry into Aaron Keep is a privilege, not a right, and it can be taken away as easy as a snap of my fingers. Your every waking moment should be spent considering how you can be useful to the city. There's an empty forge in the artisan's quarter that has not been maintained since the previous smith vanished. Uh-oh. It is now your duty to fix it back up and start supplying swords to the city as soon as you can. Consider this a part of your rehabilitation to civilized society. Whoa, what? He vanished? Aye, and you'd best think about that before you get up to any mischief. Understood. Without another word, the sergeant turns and marches away, leaving you standing in awkward silence beside the gate guardsman.
Yeah.
A piece of parchment bearing the Masked King's crimson wax seals thrust into your hands grants you the right to work within Aaron Keep until such a time as His Majesty deems otherwise. You have gained a permit, allowing you to live and work in Aaron Keep.
Get out of here.
Can I get directions to the forge, please?
Just shut up. Go. You're lucky you don't have a noose around your neck.
Enter Aaron Keep. Emerging from the gatehouse, you find yourself in the last safe city in all of Talind. Dun-da-da-da! Finish the prologue and enter Aaron Keep. I got to. Achievement, earning your keep. Haha! Get it? Earning your keep? I'll shut up now. Wisp of smoke from morning cookfires trace corkscrews in the sky. The dawn air is filled with the hum and bustle of a city waking up. Ask for directions. You approach the first friendly face you see, a tall youth with a broad frame and a tangled mop of straw-colored hair. He's hauling a wheelbarrow stacked high with leather hides. Hello. Can I help you? Apparently there's a forge somewhere with my name on it. Oh, you're Thesson's replacement? I got a delivery to make, but... He glances at his wheelbarrow of goods and shrugs. A short detour won't hurt. I'll show you the way to the forge. Offer to push his wheelbarrow? Are you sure? It's quite heavy. Taking the handles, you quickly find the truth of his words. The barrow is heaped high, with a tower of swaying leather hides, and your muscles, still weakened by starvation and illness, shudder under the strain of controlling it. Hey! We did it! But you're able to steer it nonetheless. Caswin pats your shoulder in appreciation. Thanks, friend. I've been pushing that barrow since dawn. As you follow the man through the streets of Aaron Keep, you can't help but marvel. When was the last time you saw people look so happy and well-fed? So many intact houses, so many proud spires. What did you mean when you said I was Thesson's replacement? Thesson Felber, the master swordsmith, went missing a few months ago. No one else in Aaron Keep can make high-quality blades. He went missing? What happened? You'd have to ask someone else. I sometimes delivered letters to old Thesson, but I didn't speak with him much. He scared me, to tell the truth. Never met a man who could scowl like that, like a walking thundercloud. Well, I'm glad there was a vacancy I could fill.
The youth laughs awkwardly. Your arms start to ache from the strain of the barrow. You know, my father was a smith too, back before the Sundering, back when he was... He hesitates, searching for the right word. Around. My elder brother was the true apprentice, the one meant to inherit the forge, but I picked up a few things. You know, there's likely room at my forge for an assistant. Huh?
Really?
Aye, good assistants are hard to come by. Youth's excited expression fades. He glances down at his wheelbarrow.
Unfortunately, I'm stuck working for the tannery.
How come?
It's a long story, but I'm deep in debt to the Houndsburg League. They're the merchant guild who run all trade in and out of the keep. They have me working at the tannery until my debt's cleared, and you can't defy the League in Aaron Keep and live.
Outside of the keep, we call that slavery.
It is.
Oh, fuck. Keep walking. The air buzzes with laughter and friendly chatter. The market stalls bustle as coins and rumors are swapped. It's almost enough to make you forget the guards who stand at every corner, hands on the hilts with their swords.
Here we are, the artisan's quarter. Your forge is just ahead.
There it is, a sprawling building by the canal, stone chimney stack jutting stubbornly against the sky. The door is hanging off its hinges. Set the barrel down to the side. Thank you for guiding me here.
It's no problem.
He sticks out his hand.
My name's Caswin, by the way. Nice to meet you, Smith.
There'll be a space in my forge if you get free of the tannery, Caswin.
I appreciate it. Thanks for helping with the barrow. Why don't you take some of these offcuts? I'm sure you could find a use for them.
8 leather! Fuck yeah. New location has been marked on your map, the tannery. You can eventually recruit him. Fuck yeah. Enter my new workshop. Ah, the door yawns open, spilling sunlight into a long-neglected domain of dust and cobwebs. A rat skitters away into the shadows. Let's drop some... check the storage area. Ho-ho! Fuck yeah! There's a cache of supplies here. Enough to keep you in business for a few days at least, but it won't last forever. 50 steel, 20 leather, 30 wood. Hell yes! You'll need to find an ironmonger who can keep you supplied with good steel, a carpenter who can supply wood, and someone who sells decent quality leather. Well, I know where the tannery is. Drop some posters. No one Aaron Keep knows the forge is back in business. If you put up some posters around town, you'll get the word out. Take some time to scratch some crude advertising and scraps of parchment. Your name, your address, a motto. We don't just forge weapons, we forge perfection. Metal to match your metal. Do we go with the pun? Cutting-edge blades at cut price rates. No. Today's victories, tomorrow's heirlooms. Ooh. Metal to match your metal. I like it. That should do. You put quill to paper and soon have posters ready. Get started. Stale air holds barely an afterthought to the scent and sound of iron, flame and smoke, but all the tools are here. And the chimney holds its breath, and the anvil still is tuned, and your hammer strikes a prelude, and your flint taps the count off as you light the fire. Hey, we got a new place to work. Well, chat, I'm getting hungry, so I think we're gonna save it there, and I'm gonna look for somebody to raid real quick. So bear with me. Let's see. Who is online? Let's see here. I see Eyes is live. We raided into Eyes yesterday. I see Luma is live. They're playing Hightail, which is out and brand new. We could say hi to Luma. What else? Who else is live? Oh my gosh. Quad Lasers making music. Very, very talented musician. We might stop by Quad Lasers. Let's see here. I think we'll swing by. I think we'll say hi to Quad, because we haven't seen Quad in a while. Really like hanging out with Quad. Really fun individual. Really talented musician. Ooh, he's got some crunchy beats going, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and raid out the Quad Laser. Let everybody have a wonderful evening. Take care. Have fun over in Quad's chat. I will come in and say hi real quick, and then I'm going to bop off to grab some food. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Had a lot of fun with this new game. Highly recommend you check it out. It's currently on sale on Steam right now for, I think, $17.99. And then it's like another $1 or $2 more if you want to get it with the volume, with the OST along with it. A lot of fun. I'm definitely going to be playing more of this on stream, maybe on some more low energy days, or when I want to do some more voice acting. So yeah, thanks so much. As always, I do my best to put the VODs up over on youtube.com/@3voltiki. They do hang out here on Twitch for a little bit, but they don't last forever. We do have a Discord now. You can check it out down below the description. Or you can post clips of the channel, memes, and animal photos. Maybe some food, too, if you'd like. Other than that, thank you all so much for hanging out. I appreciate Hephaestus, you swinging by and check out my channel today. Yeah, everybody have a good one. I love you so much. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Have a fun time over in Quad's chat. Bye!